Hello everyone, and welcome to my Coronation Street official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. There is a funeral for Paul. And effective on the day that would have been Billy and Paul's first wedding anniversary, Billy gets ready for the funeral. When he discovers an inebriated Denny lurking in the shadows of the church, he is appalled and tells him to behave and stay out of sight. Billy goes forward to lead the funeral while Todd, Summer, Kit, David, Chesney, and Dee Dee carry Paul's casket down the aisle, Bernie and Gemma trailing after. Will everything proceed as planned? Tyrone informs the females at number 9 that Fizz isn't feeling well in the meanwhile. But when he picks up Hope's pencil case and a vape falls out, his worries about Fizz are put to rest. When a brazen Hope confesses she took it from the corner store, Tyrone and Fizz are taken aback. The CEO of the cosmetic surgery company approaches Sarah somewhere in the Turkish hospital and says they would want to cover her lodging expenses. The CEO hands Sarah Bethany's consent paperwork as she demands that they pay the hospital bills. Audrey believes they should post a review of the cosmetic surgery company online after David informs her that they are not willing to cover Bethany's medical expenses. Dee Dee tells Kit at the cafe today that she called the wedding location and the vacation rental firm, and it looks like Joel has already returned their deposits. Tensions surrounding Paul Foreman's funeral on Coronation Street increase. After Paul's motor neuron disease death last week, his mother and husband have been at odds over how best to honor his memory. While eccentric Bernie contends that Paul was never religious and would prefer something a little different, clergyman Billy is in favor of a traditional service. The two continue to argue in the episodes airing on Monday and Wednesday until Gemma has an idea. She advises Bernie to let Billy have his customary funeral, but to plan a memorial rave as a different way for them to honor him. But as the day approaches, neither Gemma nor Kit, their other brother, have been able to verify whether they can actually close the roadway for the occasion. How will Billy respond, and will they be able to pull it off? The rave does go ahead, according to Bernie actor Jane Hazelgrove, who also said that filming it was a lot of fun. She hinted that there would be another fascinating method to remember Paul in the near future. Bernie essentially organizes a rave in his honor, so she enlists everyone's help and we film this enormous rave over the course of 2 nights, which was a really fantastic release. We were all really exhausted, stated Hazelgrove. Bernie also has a plan on what to do with the ashes. It isn't particularly traditional. After a fatal plot, a Coronation Street actress gets a break. In sequences last week, Billy Mayhew, the actor, lost his husband Paul due to his motor neuron disease narrative. In the tragic circumstances, Billy misplaced his phone, Paul's health deteriorated while he was out with friends, and he was unable to say goodbye to his husband in person. Billy wasn't told that Paul had passed away by his mother Bernie when Paul was saying his last goodbyes over the phone. Daniel has been taking a vacation in the Caribbean after the challenging plot, and the celebrity has shared a selfie from the far-off place. I seem to have woken up in the Caribbean. Leave me some peace, sunshine, and much-needed sleep, he said as the post's caption. Peter Ash, an actor, commented, saying, "Looks amazing. I hope you get some well-earned rest, friend." Daniel revealed recently that they had been building up to this moment for 18 months while filming Paul's harrowing last scenes. It was like, we're here, when we got the scripts for those final episodes. When the storyline was first presented to us, it seemed so futuristic, he remarked. We filmed everything in almost exact chronological order. Pete's final scene was when Billy shows up and grabs Paul. Thus, we were aware that he would be departing as soon as that occurred. Summer's part in the terrible death aftermath is revealed on Coronation Street. Following Paul Foreman's untimely death, Coronation Street star Harriet Bibby has teased what lies ahead for her character Summer Spellman. This week, Summer suffered the terrible loss of one of her 3 fathers when Paul passed away in the hospital after an emotionally taxing 18 months of living with motor neuron disease. Summer will be thrust into the center of family strife in upcoming scenes when Bernie Winter and Billy Mayhew argue angrily about Paul's burial. Billy is eager to conduct a conventional service, but Bernie feels that her son would be better served by a more unique memorial. Regarding the plot, Harriet clarified, saying, "Summer is a young woman who is pretty mature in any case. With all three of her dads, she has frequently adopted a more maternal role. That does indeed resurface after Paul's passing. We talked about the hierarchy of grief while we were filming. Unspoken as it may be, Summer frequently finds herself thinking, I can't let this boil over just now because Billy needs me. With each character that is impacted by Paul's passing, we watch that develop. We witness the rekindled friendship between Summer and Asha. Summer feels comfortable confiding with Asha. After Paul's death, a lot of explosive things have happened in our family, so having that someone who is somewhat unaware of everything helps Summer. Regarding Billy and Bernie's conflict, Harriet went on. Summer is unquestionably the middle-class person who can see things from both perspectives. She makes an effort to consider Paul's wishes and try to reason with both parties. She eventually turns into a voice of logic. She makes an attempt to redirect their attention and chastise them slightly. Being one of the few characters who is aware of the truth regarding Billy's last phone goodbye to Paul, Summer finds herself in an awkward situation as well. Billy called Paul to say his final goodbyes after realizing he wouldn't make it to the hospital in time. To give Billy the closure he needed, Bernie allowed Billy to believe that Paul was still alive even though he had previously passed away. I believe Summer feels quite conflicted about Bernie's lie, Harriet continued. Bernie acted appropriately when he did that. Gemma and Summer remained silent for the moment because she wanted to give Billy the farewell that he would never have. All right, let him say goodbye, they decided. Everyone will later have guilt and doubt about whether they made the proper choice. They are experiencing a plethora of emotions simultaneously. In addition to grieving for yourself, you're also concerned about the individuals in your immediate vicinity and are plagued by guilt about your choice. There is a funeral for Paul. And effective on the day that would have been Billy and Paul's first wedding anniversary, Billy gets ready for the funeral. When he discovers an inebriated Denny lurking in the shadows of the church, he is appalled and tells him to behave and stay out of sight. Billy goes forward to lead the funeral while Todd, Summer, Kit, David, Chesney, and Dee Dee carry Paul's casket down the aisle, Bernie and Gemma trailing after. Will everything proceed as planned? Tyrone informs the females at number 9 that Fizz isn't feeling well in the meanwhile. But when he picks up Hope's pencil case and a vape falls out, his worries about Fizz are put to rest. When a brazen Hope confesses she took it from the corner store, Tyrone and Fizz are taken aback. The CEO of the cosmetic surgery company approaches Sarah somewhere in the Turkish hospital and says they would want to cover her lodging expenses. The CEO hands Sarah Bethany's consent paperwork as she demands that they pay the hospital bills. Audrey believes they should post a review of the cosmetic surgery company online after David informs her that they are not willing to cover Bethany's medical expenses. Dee Dee tells Kit at the